you. So could you give me a bit of background of where you are professionally and educationally and all that sort of stuff going into the story?
Yeah, sure. So I'm a PhD candidate, but I also lecture, coordinate courses, design courses, tutor at a university. And mostly what I teach is ethics. So I've had a very long career in ethics. I did my first ethics courses formally in 1999. So that's been a while. And my research is in mental health services in Australia now, and it used to be psychiatry in general. So I'm a philosopher and a historian when it comes to psychiatry, psychology, neuroscience, mental health services. I also teach a little bit of law. I teach law in the context of medical provision, like medical professions, rather. And I've also taught environmental law and environmental ethics, but I think that's less relevant here. So I was assaulted in 2016, the end of 2016. And it was by a person that I knew, that I'd had a relationship with beforehand, very casual, but I'd had a relationship with them. And I straight away went into a shame spiral about it. So it was only at the end of 2018, after having an interaction with him online where I thought he was acting very erratically, and I showed a complete stranger, like a friend of mine who had no information about what had happened. I showed him the messages that this person had sent me, and he said, "Are you safe? Does this person know where you live?" And so after that, I went to the police, and it took a year and a half before I ended up in court. Yeah, I mean, it's a bit interesting. You go into a police station, and the first police officer I saw said, he was very rude, and he was like, "Why did you leave it this long? People are such a pain," and like was actually quite awful.
Wow.
Yeah, but then he said, "I'm getting the sexual assault specialist. You wait here. Such a pain." Like he was obviously not well versed in this particular part of the law.
Wow.
But the person who I did actually make a statement to was lovely, but it had to be passed on to a different police station because of where it happened. So then I got moved to a female police officer who was also amazing. And then she started collecting more evidence. So she started trying to get into contact with other people who knew anything about it, that sort of thing. Well, before the charges get pressed, you get asked a ton of times if you really want to go forward with it. This is every victim survivor who's gone to the police knows that this happens, that at every point you're told this is going to be really hard. Are you sure? Are you absolutely sure you want me to keep going? You probably won't win the case. These cases are impossible to win. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? So you have to say yes at least 20 times to that before that person ever gets charged.
Do you think there's levels to why they ask you that question, or is there only the one? Are they trying to dissuade you for the benefit of not clogging the system, or for your benefit of not putting yourself through it?
For your benefit. Yeah. I never got the sense that they were trying to dissuade me because they thought that I wasn't telling the truth. That was never a sense.